Hey everybody, this is Beast. Welcome back to my channel. Today's going to be a little bit of something different. It's actually a little premature. It's just a premature video. It's just something I could probably document for later on. But first, hit that notification bell, hit that subscribe button. Let me know in the comment section as I keep going, because this is going to be a pretty point-blank video, because I have not finished overcoming my challenges. And overcoming the challenges of starting over in today's job market is insane. I mean, it's so frustrating. That's why I'm doing all this stuff, you know. I'm very emotional on the subject. It's been 2 years in running. I just can't seem to let go. And that's what the number one big thing is for today's job market. And the number one big thing about starting over in today's job market, when you've been on a career path for so many years, I'm going to let you know during this video. You just need to keep watching, and I will let you know. One of the big things about starting over in this job market is your seniority. That is probably the flat-out bottom line, is your seniority. You've been there for a long time. You have established yourself. You may be called the company's papa. You may be called the company's mother or whatever. I mean, everybody has their pet names for people that are in the company. And it's true. I mean, you do have the mother of the company. You have the papa of the company. And it's not necessarily the CEO. It may be that secretary that you see down in the lobby every day that greets you every time that they come in. She has a big old smile, and she said, "How are you doing?" And she knows just about everybody by name, who's getting married, who's having a baby, and who's off to college. How many days somebody has until they get ready to retire. And that's the company mama, and that's the company papa. It's true. So, number one is seniority. Seniority, you've been there for so many years, you've had multiple pay raises, you have all kinds of vacation banked, and you know this company from front to back. And they turn around and they tell you, "Well, we don't need you anymore, we're going to let you go." They don't give you a reason. They say, "Just pack your things, you're going. You're being replaced. We want somebody younger." And you try and fight for it, and no. You even offer to take your, give them back your vacation time. Nope. You even offer a pay decrease. Nope. We want that young guy. Just shoved out the door. We've got literally 10 years until you can be able to retire. Now in 10 years, if you decided you were going to try and retire right now, well, guess what? You'll be flat out broke, and your retirement is not there anymore. And that's a lot of things. That's a little sum of quiet firing, in my opinion. Is when they see that they're going to have to pay out your pension, they're going to do everything they can to get rid of you. They did that to me, and man, it hurts. Which brings me up to number two. It's financial. It's financial. So let's say that you've been at a company for 17 years, like I have. I was making $35 an hour. I mean, I worked Monday through Friday. I worked about 8.5 hours a day. I brought home a really nice paycheck. I was happy. I got up at 4 o'clock I got up at 3 o'clock in the morning, went to work. About 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I was home. I really didn't have to drive in rush hour traffic. I was able to go to the gym when I wanted to go to the gym. I could go grocery shopping. I could spend time with my kids. Well, guess what? Now, in my field, which is, guess what? I'm only getting paid $21. So I basically took a $16 an hour pay cut just because my career decided to let me go. So that right there, that's the second biggest part, is finances. I would almost say that's number one, but it's not number one. So the second part is part about starting over in today's job market. Well, there you go. And the average pay in this job market, I don't think goes over $24.50. And I'm trying to find a similar part of a job. My job requires a Class B CDL. And with a Class B CDL, I was trying to go for a Class A. And for a Class A, well, they just decided they didn't want me. And I said, well, you know what, I could probably go and train. I could probably pay for a training class. Well, I've lost the money. My finances are not in order. I was dumb and I didn't save. I was dumb and I didn't invest. But when I ended up getting let go from the company, I was finally starting to get ahead. I made the biggest mistake of not trying to get ahead at the beginning. But I was too far deep in debt. I should have filed for bankruptcy and repaired my credit, and would have been able to start over. And now it would have been 7 years. And let's see, I started in about 7 years. I would have had to wait 1 more year in an apartment, and I would have been able to buy a house. So, that was the biggest part, is finances, and the other one. The other one is education. Now, some people are educated. They've gone to school, they've gone to college, they did what they did what they've been able to do. And then they've been in their career. Well, the thing is, when they're let go from their career, guess what? They're no longer educated. And they're also called overqualified because they're not educated to today's standards. Now, they could go back to college, get re-educated, but they're still going to be overqualified. Now, what does the word overqualified mean? Overqualified means that you've been trained by another company, you're in another company's thinking, and the way you could be able to be reprogrammed doesn't exist. Now, how do I know that? Well, I know that because I was a bus driver for 17 years. When I switched over to this charter company, my habits and my mind, my brain, my mindset all came into this company. Now, the company's standards and values are 100% different than the mass transit agency that I worked for. So it's really hard to reprogram. You have to make decisions for yourself on this. In mass transit, you always had to call to get decisions made for you. So that's the other part. That's why people say you're overqualified. Now, the biggest thing that I would say right now is a grudge. That you hold a grudge on that company because they failed you. That you as a 17-year driver cannot get things fixed. And then you hold that grudge and it eats at you. And because it eats at you, you can't focus. Focus. My camera focused? Right. It eats at you. It eats at your mind. It's been eating at me for the last 2 years. And the thing is, I'm working really hard to do a 360 and fix it. And it's hard. It's a very tough road. I've got to reprogram my mind. I've got to reprogram my attitude. I've got to reprogram my body. And I've got to change. I've got to change back into the person I used to be. The person that got me the job in the first place. The personality that I used to have. That I no longer have, because I am a reflection of the toxic management that was over in that job field that I worked at. So that's something that you really have to make sure that you're prepared for, and that's probably the last one. That's the number one. The grudge was number one, but I just thought of this, and it's preparedness. And I've always told my kids, and they're not listening to me either. And it's being prepared for the future. Now, I've worked a little bit on a lot of things like e-commerce and Well, I made a few mistakes along the way. I made a few mistakes, and I bought a manufactured house, didn't have a garage, you know, that sort of thing, because I was just plain, I was lazy with my finances. If I would have bought a house with a garage, I probably wouldn't be sitting on this bus. I'd probably be making some fantastic furniture. So I have that skill, but I have no place to do it. I didn't plan ahead. I wasn't prepared. I didn't go to school to learn how to weld. I didn't go to school to learn small engine repair. I didn't add to my values. And that's what needs to be done. Everybody needs to have an out and practice it. So if you're an executive in an office and you say, okay, well, I'm going to go and study small engine repair. And you do small engine repair and you say, well, how can I be able to keep that going? How can I just do it as a hobby? Well, I'm going to drive around on Saturday. I'm going to look on the curbside, and if somebody has a broken lawnmower there, I'm going to pick it up, I'm going to take it to my garage, and I'm going to fix it. Once I fix it, I'm going to try and find somebody that wants it. I will just give it away. And that's pretty much what it is. I mean, I'm keeping my skills sharp. I learned where the parts and products are. I know what the costs are. I know what that is. And then boom, all of a sudden I lose my job, and I say, y'all, you know what? Let's get it posted. And then you post it and say, small engine mechanic available. Buy yourself a van and make a mobile. Most of the time, a mobile small engine mechanic, she's. If anybody ever had a small engine mobile mechanic job, they'd be a multi-millionaire by the end of the year. I guarantee you. But planning ahead. So, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think of this video. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Like if you like the video. Keep on walking.